Hi guys, Bolt here once again. We got a Twin Cities match against Vulcan. We are playing on Warsaw Pact, yours truly, together with Dank Memer and Endymion and Holly. So only Holly and me are on Discord, the other two are randoms. Versus Vulcan, Scythor, Hardzen and Commissar Krieg. Gonna see how we fare up against these opponents. So let's see how that goes. Let's just keep it in my point of view, just so we can go over the unit composition. I am playing as the 79, and we are going to India, and we are going for that town. You know, we don't overcommit to the town, but we are gonna go there to defend it. So our unit composition is as follows: Spetsnaz GRU, and this is how I like to play my armor decks. Recon units, heavy tanks, and then lots of AA. So we have Iglas, we have Strellas, we have a couple of T80 BVs, a BMP2, and supplies. That way I have good AA to stop any planes or helis from destroying my tanks, and I have supplies to refill the smoke dispensers. That is mainly what they are used for. Now if we just go into neutral mode, we can see that Vulcan is going to be going for the left side here for Foxtrot, Scythor is going for India, we have Hardzen going for Charlie, and we have Commissar Krieg going for the far right side. Ollie on the Discord is also going to the far right side. So he's playing as the 119, which is quite an interesting deck to use over here. Versus Commissar, which is playing the second Panzergrenadier. So he's definitely gonna have the better infantry. We do get some good early caps though. We have the left two zones captured, we have a command going into Alpha, we have a tank command going into Charlie. I think they're going to be just fine. We have Spetsnaz GRU unloading in the town, just to keep at a defensive position, and we have the Plemia 30mm to support. So the 30mm grenade launcher is just going to hold that position. Over here, Parmalan teams up against the Spetsnaz GRU. Holly is doing a really aggressive push with that recon that he has given Dank Memer, so that actually helps him out big time. Look at that. He's actually going to get into the building and empty out those Parmalans. That is amazing. There goes one of them, pretty much. That is a wonderful recon play, I have to say. They're already down to one man each. There they go. Just like that, 80 gems destroyed. Over here, we have our command in the zone. We are still +2. We're going to be +4 as soon as we capture this. +5 when we capture Fox. And, but since they've captured Charlie, we're not going to be +5, but +6. Are we going to be +7? Do I hear a 7? We are now +7. We're going for a lot of early caps, and that is exactly how you want to do Conquest. The T80 over there, firing at the Milan. We are just going to tank it, I was going to say, but we actually get avoided by the 80 gem. Now we have two M1 IPs firing away at us. We actually miss with our T80. We smoke with the BMP2 to fall back with it. We missed twice with the T80, but luckily the M1 IP misses a couple times as well. We missed 3 times with the T80. Really not going good, but we have another tank on our right side, and that is the main trick here. We want to keep these tanks busy while we get the side shots with the BVK. For this guy, we're not going to smoke or fall back yet. We're just going to keep this crossfire going. There we go, side shot on the M1 IP. Another frontal hit on him, down to 50% health. Ooh, another good hit on that guy. Just like that, this M1 IP is down to 3 HP. So now we're gonna fall back lightly. Just like that. Milan team is hurt. This guy is now gonna get repaired by the truck. We have a BMP2 keeping this M1 IP at range. And we almost hit him. We were definitely not in favor of the RNG gods today. Left side, Endymion is actually getting quite wrecked by Vulcan. If we just go into neutral mode, you can see, well actually it's quite even, I would say. But Endymion is pushing quite aggressively. There we go, Milan team destroyed. We move in our tanks once again. We get some nice side shots going here. Wonderfull destroyed, M1 IP spotted. He's gonna get crossfired. Almost got side shot there. He got hit from the T80 BVK. He gets hit from the T80 BV over there. He's down to 2 HP. He's not having a good time right now. And he's gone. That is how you want to play with tanks, boys. You want to get the crossfire going. Right side, Holly is doing a really aggressive push, has 119. I do respect it. Up against 2nd Panzergrenadier. That is quite dangerous. I don't know if I would continue pushing that, but it might be a little bit too late now to back off. Holly's doing a good job. Does lose the Mi-24, but I would probably fall back from that. But that's just me. Now we're just looking at the minimap. I am really not doing much at the moment. Ooh. 2 Strelas got doinked by 1 F4F. Do we manage to destroy the F4F? Yes, we do. Good job, Dank Memer. And Dank Memer is pushing up against Hartson, who's also playing as 2nd Panzergrenadier, which has a limited amount of Leopard 2A3, so he's pushing hard on those. Yep. There you go. That's definitely what I would do as well. Fall back, regroup, then push back in. Now over here we have Vulcan's Airborne moving in, double stacked against Endymion. So we have 82nd Airborne versus the Berlin Command, or Unternehmen Zentrum, as I like to call it, the original name. And over here I am aggressively pushing my tanks forward. Pythor playing as Berlin Command. I know what kind of units he has. Like the recon is mainly SEKs. You do get the PSSEs, which are really good, but usually people go for the SEKs because they're sniper teams. So I just push a little bit more aggressively. In terms of tanks, you get the M1 IPs, you get a couple of chieftains, but you're quite limited in tanks. So I try to just push hard, and maybe make him fall into the trap of buying tanks to counter mine. In which case, he is definitely gonna lose. The Milan is taken out just like that. That SEK is going to be toast here in a minute, as we spot him again. But there also seems to be quite an interesting fight going on here. So we notice that Hartson is using this route to reinforce. So he marks for him, and that is my cue to try to block that resupply route, because he's kind of in danger right now. Ooh, a T-80 got side shot there. That is really nasty. You don't want to have that. These are Leopard 1A1s. Good guns on them, 16 AP. Really hope that these survive. I'm not quite sure what happened in this game. Leopard 2A3 destroyed though, that is beautiful. And right now we are going to be pushing up, so we're going to try to block that line of that reinforcement zone. AMX-30 is coming in, not a match at all for our tank, so he's definitely falling for the tank trap that we have set down. So here's a tip for you guys in general. If you're playing a non-armored deck, and you're up against an armored player, don't buy tanks. You're gonna lose your tanks, one way or the other. You're not gonna win. Buy other units. If you're airborne, try to win it with the airborne units that you have, with planes, with helicopters. Anything except tanks, when you know the enemy has better tanks and more tanks. So that's a losing battle. Unless you're playing very defensively, then in that case you could do it, but you're probably just wasting points. AMX-30s, absolutely no match for any T-80, to be very fair. Especially since we have 80 gems. Especially since any French tanks have like 9 armor. So going back over here, we have now secured this resupply route. So Dank Memer's left flank is now fully secured. On the right side, Holly is pushing hard against Commissar Krieg's forces. Spetsnaz, Sapries, and also a T-80 moving up really aggressively. I do love to see this. And there's some BMP-1Ps coming up. Together with a T-55, or TO-55, for more Spetsnaz. Another T-80U purchase. So he's good. He's going all out. This T-80U could be in danger. Let's see how that goes. Spetsnaz versus Fallschirmjäger. Luckily, it still has rounds in the RPO. That's gonna do some damage. Nice. Wow, that building's actually destroyed. I didn't expect that to happen. Now over here, I am basically just chilling. I am reinforcing my line, slowly moving a T-80 up here and there. Upon seeing the Lynx H7 fire at us, we just decide to get into the forest and hope it misses, in which case we would smoke. but it didn't. So we do take a hit, and then we smoke. And then we also move in our AA to try to destroy that. Now over here, as you can see, the left is now secure, so I'm gonna just move up some units to the edge here to try to spot the enemy command. ADBV, IZD, going at it against a train of leopards. Look at that. That is gonna be a little bit too much, even for a TA-ADBV. MI-24 absolutely destroying Heartson's units, and this is once again the noob trap. Heartson is buying tanks to fight better tanks, which is not gonna work. You're gonna lose those tanks, and then you're gonna lose the battle. Infantry would have been a better choice. Now on the right side, it is basically game over for Commissar Krieg here. Ali is nicely recycling his forces, getting supplies back and forth, moving fresh units forward, and slowly creeping up towards the enemy command. On the left side here, Vulcan is pushing relentlessly against the Endymion. Endymion is doing a pretty good job of holding the line as long as he can. Over here, Spetsnaz GRU was moved up to try to, spot a couple of the enemies, but unfortunately, they spot that. We narrowly avoid the M1IP with our ATGM here. That would have been a beautiful side shot. Probably would have destroyed it too, if not putting down to like 1 HP. So I'm now moving my GRU up to the edge of the forest, or the edge of this plateau here. There's not really any cover, but at least from there you can see pretty much anything on this plateau. Tank Mimer has lost quite a few units, but he's still in good shape, getting a couple of infantry units, some Metis teams up. And the right side, the noose is tightening on Commissar Krieg. Slowly but surely, Holly is moving up. Getting some artillery, I think, on the 2A3 that he spotted earlier. Good choice to not push as aggressive on that. So we're now +2. Still going pretty good. And as soon as the GRU is there, we should be able to spot the commands, and we actually immediately do. Was that the command that we have been waiting for? I believe it was. Now, the left side is now fully under the control of NATO. Endymion is now fallen back. I decide to support him a little bit by getting a couple units on his right flank. But I am definitely not going to be in shape to support in a town fight as armored. Don't want to do that. You're wasting points if you do. So here we go. Command is spotted. Boschmega Führer team. I really don't want to move my recon in. I want to keep it as keep it as a recon there and have Dank Mimer destroyed instead. The right side, Holly is still pushing up. Not really as fast as he normally does. He was playing it quite carefully, giving the enemy time to reinforce the zone quite a bit. Now there's a lot of stuff here. There's a whole lot of stuff there now. GRU doing pretty good, but at least he is moving his Herc units back to resupply them. And he's getting fresh units up to the front. So T-80s, BMPs, and TO-55s are kind of grouping up together with some Manpads or AA. I believe he might try to like cut him off or something. Over here, we're still not really moving up. We have units, we can push them out if we need to. We have a couple of T-80s, we have mortars, we have AA. We're kind of just getting some strong AA like hubs in case we do have to push up. But my main focus is kind of over here to help out our teammate. So we push that command out. We're now going to be +3. Dank Mimer is in a pretty good position now. The only zone that is left is kind of the right side. Left side is a total loss. But we're going to try to reinforce it by getting some units on that corner. Here we go. Chieftain Mark 10 trying to get a cheeky little entrance into our zone. We stop. Well, a BMP can't really fire because it's out of conkers, and the autocannon is put on hold fire. Because we don't want this guy to just sacrifice himself. But he is unfortunately gonna get our supply though. Not so much, not the best situation to be. Now over here, we have some action. Thor's units, we're pushing him out. Hartson is trying to get units through here as well. We do a bit of damage on all these units. Rifleman, Fallschirmjäger Aufklär, getting absolutely maxed. Mirage 4 coming in with a big old carpet bomb. That is gonna damage us quite a bit, I'm afraid. And we don't get a single hit with our AA. That hurts. But luckily it was only BTR-80s that were hit. Not too bad. Over here, I am kind of fanning out some of the Strelikies. I'm quite spread out, as you can see. We're getting some supplies for our ally in the middle here to get his tanks back in action. Right side, seems like Holly's doing his final push. A couple of Spetsnaz units. The ADU is bailed out. He's gonna need a supply for that one. Here's an Su-24 LGB bomber coming in for the IHawk. IHawk missed, which means he gets bombs off. Which means IHawk is down. Spetsnaz OP there. Good shot with the T-80s on the Leopard 2A3. Man, I would have probably just moved the OP in. Would have gotten the side shot there. Yeah, I would have moved him in for sure. Probably gonna lose him to a mark now. Yep. Leopard 2A3 spotted. 2A3 down. And with that, the right side is going to be taken. That is a painful sight. Be a sec for any second Tens Grenadier enjoyers. Yeah, there goes that. Quite painful. Now over here, I haven't really been pushing up. I do get some more recon up here. But my main job has been on the far left flank. We got a T-80 BV over here to try to support at range against Vulcan's airborne units. MiG-31 trying to stop the Mirage from dropping his bombs, but we were not able to stop him. Unfortunately. Vulcan trying to help out Sathor here with an LRS. Immediately take that out. But it definitely means that we need to push up here. So we get a couple of Conquerors units, or one Conquerors unit, another T-80 BV to try to support. Actually, we got two of them to push out once again Sathor from middle zone. Because it looks like we're gonna have to. Now right side is now completely in control of Holly's forces. Middle is good. Tank Memer has this area secured. I'm holding the town, and I'm about to push out over here. So let's see what happens. Vulcan trying to do a big old M1 IP push across the hill. Well, we are pretty much ready for those, to be honest. We got some Conquerors teams moving up. This guy's getting hit by a Dragon team, but that is really not gonna do enough damage for us to fall back with it. Luckily, we also have two more tanks that are coming in, so should be just fine. Now I do have some Conquerors teams here, so if actually any tank decides to take this area here, we have two Conquerors. That area is blocked, that's off limits. Here we go. AA missing absolutely everything against the Lynx. Finally we get a hit from Estrella on the right side. Tunguska also missing quite a few shots. Finally we take it out but lose two Strellas, because they all decide to miss. Tank's doing a pretty good job here. That T-80 is in a nice position. We call an Su-25. We destroy two tanks just like that. Third one gets hit and gets absolutely destroyed. That entire push just got destroyed by one Su-25. That was not a good trade for the enemy team. MiG-31 being called in for the tornado. Not quite sure if we hit him, but he got destroyed by Dangamemer's AA. And we're still +2. So Endymion is trying to sneak in another command. Try to get the +3 for us. That means that we will win if we hold that for 5 minutes. So now, we're gonna do our push. We're getting a smoke mission for our mortars. And we have some HE missions for our mortars as well. So we're both smoking it and HEing it so that we can move up a couple of our units. Nighthawk coming in, getting hit by the Cub and getting finished off by the Tunguska. So in general, that was a good trade for me, whatever it destroyed. Got a T-80 it seems. That's perfectly fine. I'm willing to take that trade. On the right side, Holly is gonna keep pushing, it seems. He is definitely not giving or letting up on Commissar Krieg. In the middle, we do have another Leopard 2A3 problem. I'm holding the Spetsnaz in position. Definitely not gonna do anything crazy with those guys. But over here, our Conkers are now getting hammered by Berlin light rifles. I did not really, I don't think I detected that, so we do lose a couple of units, fortunately. So here we go. The smoke mission being a go, we move in our Spetsnaz. If we just go into neutral mode, you can already guess where the enemy command is going to be. They always put them in the same spots, but they do have 2 of them now. So that is one good thing that the opponent team is doing, so props to them. You always want to have multiple commands. That is the ideal situation. I only have one at the moment, which is quite dangerous. You at least want to have like a command tank or another one nearby. But speaking of tanks, we're getting 3 more tanks for the hill. In the hope that that is going to be enough to push. The middle is kind of looking tricky. Couple of chieftains, 2 Leopard 2A3s, many helicopters, lead missions. It could turn ugly pretty quick. So left side, Vulcan is doing a pretty good job here at keeping Endymion out of the city here and prevent him from getting a good foothold. But the main battle has basically been raging on across the map, so we control 2 zones completely, we contest 1. So we're definitely leading in terms of conquest there and just overall map control. So, let's see what the mortars are doing. A fire mission right on top of the Milan team and the Mistral team. And now our 2 T-80s have arrived. We're gonna try to push up and deal with these tanks. So the mortars are doing a pretty good amount of damage here. Good suppression and panic. Look at that. And that is what I like using them for. That and the smoke. Wow, okay, that actually destroyed them. I did not expect that to happen. Look at that, AMX-30s, 1 shot from an ATGM down to 4 HP. It's just ridiculous. And there he goes. Just like that. Just like that, that tank is destroyed. Quite a sad encounter. The T-80BVs, they're just going to be keeping these tanks at a distance with their ATGMs. So we're quite safe there. We have another T-80BV coming in. And another one coming in, and we have a couple of infantry squads moving out as well. This is how you want to play armored decks. Just keep buying tanks. Keep buying tanks. I don't really need anything else here. I could use some infantry recon perhaps, but you know, with only 3 minutes left, I just want to push hard. So we have a smoke mission going in for the buildings there, because we have infantry that is ready to go in there. So the smoke is mainly for the infantry to have a safe route in. Our 3 tanks are just on attack move. They're gonna try to clear up over here. Monostreliki is gonna be pushing up as soon as the smoke is put down. We're just waiting for that to happen. ATGM firing away at our T-80. We immediately smoke, but speaking of smoke, that smoke already blocked it off, so we didn't really have to. Multiple A-10s coming in. Not quite sure where these guys are gonna be going. Luckily though, we do have decent amount of AA. These 2 cubs are out of ammo. That's not the best situation to be in. But the A-10s are moving left. Tunguska firing away at the front one, missing the first 2 shots. Luckily the Strela there gets a good hit, and we open up and destroy one of them, and the other one gets destroyed as well. So 50 seconds left on the clock. We move the Monostreliki in as aggressively as we can, and we encounter Mistral, which is absolutely fine. And that bombing run just missed absolutely everything. That was quite sad. Here we go, Monostrelakis close to the AMX-30, get that RPG shot, and we neutralize the zone once again. Beautiful example of how to use smoke. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to push in here. The 80 moving in. That Milan is probably going to get a side shot, so we might lose a tank here. Nope. We avoid that, but we get hit from 2 Milans. This one missed, but did stun us. Tried to fall back with it. But before we are able to lose it, the game's done. A really good game. That was a really fun match. 4,450 kills, 2465 losses, lots of conquest points by us. 3910 and 3740 by Holly here. Dank Memer and Endymion did really good as well. Endymion definitely got absolutely destroyed. Vulcan did pretty good, 4,400 versus 2,400. Hartson went slightly negative, Scyther went slightly negative, and Commissar Krieg also slightly negative. So all in all, really good match. And our TADBVs just went absolutely crazy. Look at that. Moto Streliky's TADBVs, that SC-25 run there was just deadly. LGB got, so the Nighthawk got 2 of our tanks, and another Nighthawk got another 2 of our tanks. So we lost 4 tanks to Nighthawks, but I do believe we got at least 1 of them. Oh, we got both. Okay. With 1 Tunguska, wow. That is pretty good. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed that. If you did, let me know down in the comment section. Please do subscribe to the channel. Check out Patreon if you'd like to support me even more. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Take care.